For 20 straight years, the Pirates played losing baseball. But over the last few seasons, Pittsburgh has become a power. The Bucks are back. And the only obstacle in their way is the defending Central champ. St. Louis is closing in on their third straight division title. Like Pittsburgh, just getting into the postseason won't cut it. This is a Redbird team ready for another pennant. Ready for their 12th World Series championship. 25 weeks down, 1 week to go, and one division title on the line. Cardinals and Pirates, only on Fox Sports Midwest.
This is St. Louis Cardinals baseball, and tonight from PNC Park, an all-important series to decide the Central Division of the National League. The St. Louis Cardinals, the Pittsburgh Pirates. Magic number at 4 for St. Louis. Pittsburgh trails by 3 with 3 to go against the Cardinals. With the man on Gary and Al Raboski, I'm Dan McLaughlin. Welcome to St. Louis Cardinals baseball. And Al, simply put, this is as good as it gets if you're a baseball fan.
Well, it really is. This is what you play for. This is the time of year. Both these teams are going to go to postseason. Yet to be determined is who's going to be the Central Division champions. A lot at stake for both clubs because neither one want to play in that play-in game.
It's a great matchup. Lance Lynn for the Cardinals. Jay Happ for the Pirates. Matt Carpenter leads it off when we come back. The Buccos, the Cardinals, Central Division on the line. Ball is brought to you by Budweiser. Make a plan to make it home. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And visit your local Mid-America Chevy dealers for great prices on our all-new 2015 vehicles today. Wherever you may be, we hope you sit back and get ready for what should be a great 3 nights of baseball. And along with Al Roboski and Jim Hayes, I'm Dan McLaughlin. 70 degrees, late September, the banks of the Allegheny here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So the lineups being exchanged. The Pirates coming off an 8-2 road trip. Last night they had their 8-game winning streak snapped thanks to Jake Arrieta as he picked up win number 21. And this has been one of the hottest teams in baseball since May. And they're expecting big crowds beginning tonight. And the race for the Central, the Cardinals 168 days in first. Their largest lead was 9. Both have had 8-game winning streaks. Any number you want to look at, this is going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely, and it's up to Lance Lynn to kind of control them. He has not beaten the Pirates this year. He's had some good games and he's had some very bad games against Pittsburgh. But right now it's almost like a new season. Cardinals lead by 3, so they could clinch it, or they could leave St. Louis, or excuse me, leave Pittsburgh all tied up with 3 games remaining.
And here comes Jay Happ, and here come the Pittsburgh Pirates. A look at the Cardinals lineup for this all-important game number 1. Matt Carpenter will play third base. He'll lead it off, followed by the right fielder, the rookie sensation, Stephen Piscotty. Matt Holliday, good to see his name in that lineup card. He'll be in left field. Jason Hayward will bat cleanup. Shortstop Johnny Peralta. Brandon Moss, great numbers against Happ. That's why he's in the lineup tonight. Then Colton Wong. Tony Cruz, his 8th consecutive start, filling in for the injured Yadier Molina. And Lance Lynn is on the mound, and he'll bat 9th. So Adams, Jay, Garcia from the left side. Borges, Easley, Grichuk, Cosma, Pham, Reynolds, and Tartamella from the right side of the bench for Mike Matheny's club. This guy has been sensational since he put on that Pittsburgh uniform. It's Jay Happ. He's had 9 starts with the Pirates. Came over from Seattle for an outfielder. He is 6-2 with an ERA barely over 2.
Well, both his losses have come at the expense of the Cubs. But what got him on track was a game against St. Louis. 6 shutout innings, 3 hits allowed, no walks, 8 strikeouts. And the first time he ever faced the Cardinals, he pitched a wonderful game. The last time, in between, when he was with Houston, he was 0-6 and had a high ERA over 7. But we saw a different pitcher when he was pitching for the Pirates.
A look at Clint Hurdle, 13th season as a major league manager. So many years in Colorado, guided the Rockies to the World Series in 2007. They were swept by Boston, and now looking at trying to pick up a Central Division championship. And this big crowd here at PNC Park still filing in.
You might call it big, but I would have to say it's disappointing to see this many empty seats with what's at stake. Of course, here in Pittsburgh, the news was not about the Pirates today. It was about Roethlisberger.
Matt Carpenter, 3 home runs on the homestand. 27 this year. He's driven in 83, tops on the club in those 2 categories, and hitting .267. And the first pitch is a strike, and we're underway.
The thing about Happ is you don't want to chase his pitches out of the strike zone. You want to chase the fastball, or in particularly his off-speed pitches.
And a 1 pitch to Matt Carpenter. And it's 0-2. Jay Happ from Peru, Illinois, went to Northwestern. 92nd overall pick back in 2004 by the Philadelphia Phillies. 0-2 the count on Carpenter. And he puts it out of play. A real key with J Happ, if you're the Cardinals, get to him first time through the lineup. Teams are hitting .311 against him first time through. After that, he settles in, and the average drops all the way down to .240. A strikeout to start this all-important series.
Ball right there. He's keeping everything away. Good command so far in the early going.
Stephen Piscotty with Holiday in the lineup shifts over to right field. He was called up on July 21st, and in that time he has been one of the best hitters in this lineup. Leads the club in hits, RBIs, and batting average.
Nice little 4-game hitting streak. He hit .412 with a couple home runs on that streak.
Here's a 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike. But where would this club be? I mean, think about it. Since July 21st, he's ahead of all those categories. Where would you be without Stephen Piscotty?
I think we could go back to all throughout the season and find somebody that came up from the minor leagues and contributed.
1 ball and 2 strikes.
There's no denying yesterday was a big loss and a big miss by the Cardinals, but the players have really kind of been able to put that aside. Just talking about how this is an important series. They have to win this series, so it's just one more challenge.
The 2-2 fouled back. You know, J Happ had 10 career starts against the Cardinals as an Astro. He was 1-8 with an ERA near 7. And as a Pirate, he had 1 start, 7 innings, 3 hits, no runs, struck out 8 in that game. The 2-2. And that is lined to third and taken there by Josh Harrison for out number 2.
Well, and right off the shoe tops. Josh Harrison takes that ball. Hit by him. It's down in the corner for an extra base hit, but in the glove, it's an out.
The Pirates with Marte, McCutchen, Polanco. Great trio out there with speed. Harrison, Mercer, Walker, and Alvarez on the infield. Cervelli behind the plate. That's presented by Dobbs as Holiday hits it to the right side and gloved by Neil Walker. A 1-2-3 start for J Happ. Pirates and the Cardinals here from PNC Park. Live look, Gregory Polanco walking into the batter's box. He'll lead it off, followed by Josh Harrison, Andrew McCutchen, Starling Marte, then Walker, the switch hitter, Francisco Cervelli, Pedro Alvarez with 26 home runs, Jordy Mercer, and the pitcher Jay Happ. That lineup will face Lance Lynn tonight. As you get a look at the options on the bench for Clint Hurdle. It's a very talented group, the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Good offensive team, a real challenge for Lance. I feel they are a good fastball hitting team, and of course Lance Lynn throws 91% fastballs. So he's going to have to keep the ball down. He's going to have to keep it on the corners and try and mix in a few off-speed pitches to trick him.
And quickly, no balls, 2 strikes. Against the National League Central, and in particular the Cubs and Pirates, Lynn has struggled. He's 5-7 overall. The rest of Major League Baseball, 7-3, 2.22 ERA. The 0-2 pitch is hit out of play. I don't know if you noticed this, but at least in the first inning, the top half, the sound system is cranked up here at the ballpark.
Oh yeah, they're trying to
There's no doubt.
it. Yeah, they're trying to do whatever they can to try and make this place rocking with less fans.
So my ears aren't deceiving me.
You are too. You're cranked up too.
Man. Polanco is 2 for 9 against Lynn and has hit .377 this year against the Cardinals. Young, talented, speedster. Many other teams he'd be your everyday center fielder. He's had 4 3-hit games against the Cardinals this year.
And Lance, last time out, Lance really pitched well. 6 shutout innings, and maybe the most important part was no walks. That's what he also has to do here. Can't walk anybody.
His average is about 3.5 walks per 9. And it's among the highest in the major leagues. As you mentioned, just the second time in his 29 starts, this being number 30, that he did not issue a walk last time out.
And also a good job of keeping the ball in the ballpark. There's 13 home runs allowed, and that could be key too.
The 2-2. And a swing and a miss to start the night for Lance Lynn.
That's what you like to see. We're talking about keep the ball down, but then you can go up a little bit and you get some kind of chase a pitch up out of the strike zone. But borderline pitch, but a good start.
Josh Harrison signed a big deal in the offseason. As the Cubs could have had him, they had him at one point, let him go. Signs with Pittsburgh as a utility player. Got off to a slow start, had left thumb surgery. Some believe at that time trying to justify the contract. Once he settled in with that, got past those issues, he's hit .326 since the surgery. The loss of Jung Ho Gung, his year is through. The torn knee and surgery after a hard slide against the Chicago Cubs. So you're going to see a lot of Josh Harrison this final weekend in postseason play.
You mentioned it. He was a utility player last year that ended up playing and making the All-Star team. And he really deserved that contract. It's only natural when you sign that first contract, you try to, instead of just duplicate what you did, you try to do too much.
Line drive into right, and the catch is made by Stephen Piscotty for out number 2. A look at the Cardinals defensively. Holiday, Hayward, Piscotty in the outfield. Carpenter, Peralta, Wong, and Moss along the infield. Tony Cruz is behind the plate. And that's presented by Dobbs. Brings in Andrew McCutchen. Hitting .292 overall with 22 home runs. 95 RBIs. He's 1 RBI shy of his career high of 96. Where he really shines is here at home. There's a big difference in the numbers home and away. .332 is average at home. It's 77 points higher than his .255 road average. It's the 4th largest difference among any National League hitter.
And Lance Lynn has controlled his big bat.
Inside, 2 balls, no strikes.
A lot of these Pirates are coming in with kind of anemic numbers of late. McCutchen 1 for his last 10, covering the last 3 games.
The 2-0. I think most of the baseball world talks about Bryce Harper, not for fighting, but for being the MVP of the National League. Anthony Rizzo would be in that conversation. So would Andrew McCutchen. He'll get some votes. Time is called. Outfield is deep and straight away, and here's a 2-1 pitch to McCutchen from Lance Lynn. 2-2. We'll see how efficient Lynn can be in this game. He's averaging 17 pitches per inning. That's 3rd highest in the National League.
Well, one of the things is his recent starts, he hasn't gone past 90 pitches because they've been early exits.
McCutchen waves at it. And a pair of strikeouts for Lance Lynn to start his night. The Pirates go in order. We move to the 2nd, and there's no score. To see him on the mound, simulated game again today. John Jay, Pete Kozma, some of those that took a little BP against him. Ed Easley as well. There's Jay. And they added in that there some of the baseball activities that he'll have to do, which is running, covering the bag, throwing over to first, little things. It's not just the fact that he can get on the mound and throw.
Yeah, and I was much more impressed with the way he was throwing and using his lower legs. First, when we saw him last time, he'd kind of stay straight up, but he was really using the legs to drive to help him with his breaking pitches and fastball. And as you saw, covering first base, different baseball activities, fielding his position, things that he'll have to do, and more of a test for the Achilles.
Jason Hayward on the first pitch, and a ground ball to Neil Walker. Flips to first, 4 up, 4 down. Jay Happ has been very tough on lefties. Has not allowed a home run to a left-handed batter since joining the Pirates.
He's really cut down home runs allowed since joining the Pirates. It's kind of a under-the-radar deal that Pirates acquired him from Seattle, but his ends up being as big a deal as any ones we saw at the trade deadline.
This is another Ray Searage project that has turned out to be a positive for the Pirates. And you may be asking, well, what's the difference? Why is he having so much success here with Pittsburgh? It's his landing area. They actually moved the right foot where he lands more towards the direction of the plate. There's a high fly ball off the bat of Peralta. And what they said was he was going towards first base and he would cut himself off, so to speak, almost short arm it, and now he's gotten a little bit longer and much more effective.
It's something that sometimes you hear a different voice or somebody tells you something different, but just about all left-handers will throw across their body. But in the case, maybe he was throwing too much across. So now they've got him to lengthen his stride, to step more towards direct home plate instead of stepping to the Cardinal on deck circle, and that allows him to finish off those pitches and have life on it.
Brandon Moss 7 for 11 against this left-hander, highest average against any pitcher that he's seen with at least 10 at bats. So you're playing the numbers here, playing the percentages, and see if he can't come through. 2 outs and a 1-0.
Try and do anything you can to find a little bit of an edge, and when you have numbers like that, you usually find yourself in the lineup. He was 1 for 8 on the homestand, and it's kind of like, what has he done lately against Hap?
In the air out to center field. McCutchen is back with room. 6 up, 6 down. Midway through 2. No score. More on that. Let's check in with Jim.
Yeah, Dan, Yachty had his left thumb looked at by team doctors back in St. Louis today. They say the thumb is making progress, but it's not as strong as they hoped it would be. That, according to the general manager, John Mozeliak. Mo telling reporters doctors want to see Yachty continue to rest that thumb until they reevaluate it on Sunday or Monday. That means Yachty is out for the rest of the regular season. And according to Mozeliak, whether Yachty will be able to contribute in the postseason, still a question mark, Dan. As he put it, we're hopeful, but the only thing we can do for now is be patient.
And how about Adam Wainwright? We talked a little bit about him and showed the video. Anything more you've heard about Waino?
Well, he said the quote was, "I'm just ready." And the plan is to have him come in tomorrow and see how his arm responds, how the Achilles responds. And he said there's no more medical tests. He feels like he's passed all the obstacles, so it's up to them to give him the green light. If that's the case, they'll find a way to get him in a game. And as for that Achilles, he said it feels the same as it always has. So he's saying he's ready to go, Dan.
So you lose one star, you gain another. Here's Starling Marte, 9 RBIs in his last 8 games. Takes a pitch down and in, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
He's won for his last 13, but he's hit Lance Lynn very well, so we'll see what goes. Mike Matheny's saying that Wainwright could be available as early as Wednesday, the 3rd game of this series.
And the Cardinals have Tyler Lyons going in that start that would have gone to Carlos Martinez.
Wainwright would be coming out of the bullpen, and seemed like it was awful tough to ask him his first appearance coming out of the bullpen to be in this series unless the Cardinals clinch, win tonight and win tomorrow.
And the count runs full as Marte held up. 3-2 the count. Lynn struck out 2 in the bottom of the first.
Here's a real test right here. And we talked about he's got to cut down the walks, so he's got to execute here on 3-2.
(3-2) is hit out of play. One of the sabermetric looks at a pitcher and a hitter, BABIP. Batting practice, or rather, excuse me, batting average of balls in play. The Pirates own a 500 average against him. So half the time they make contact, it's a hit.
And you know how many fastballs he throws, 91%. So
leadoff walk. Let's turn to Al's Toyota keys to the game.
Well, this is a big game, and whether it's fair or not, you gain labels. So we've seen in the past Lance Lynn become a big game pitcher. He's going to have to do that right now in this key game. And also the offense needs to keep the line moving, grind out at bats, but keep on, just put the pressure on Happ and the bullpen and just gain this victory, just like they've been doing all season long.
Marte loves to run, 29 steals this year. Switch hitting Neil Walker. The last 4 at-bats for Neil Walker against Lance Lynn. 2 singles, a home run, and a triple.
He's got good numbers overall. He was 14 for 38, 3 doubles, 2 triples, and 3 home runs, and 10 RBIs. For Lance. Lance getting a lot more ground balls this year.
That's driven into right center field. In trouble. Marte off to the races. Relay is going to be held by Peralta as they held up Marte. The first 2 have reached. Now Walker, 5 hits in his last 5 at-bats against Lance Lynn.
Well, get the ball, it's elevated, he gets it in the middle of the plate, and it's hit out into right center. Nobody out, they aren't going to challenge him. Ball's up over the middle of the plate, and here comes the Buccos.
Cervelli hit .344 on their 10-game road trip, and this crowd ready to erupt.
Last 6 starts, he's 10 for 25, 400 average. He's 365 here in his last 24 games at PNC.
Two balls, no strikes. Marte the walk. Neil Walker with a double. Nobody out. A 2-0 pitch. Three and one.
I thought when they lost Russell Martin, it was going to be a big blow, and it was. But Cervelli's done a good job of coming here and taking charge.
Stayed healthy, and it's been a career year. A 3-1 pitch by Lynn. Popped up to the right side. This is Piscotty. Makes the catch and shows off the arm and throws a strike to the plate. Big out.
It really is, Dan. When you get an out like that and you keep them still both in scoring position, you kind of start feeling your way of how you're going to get out of the jam. See, you get his momentum coming forward. Strong throw. Could have been cut off. It's right there. So Walker, he has to watch the lead man trying to tell him to go. He thought he was going to, he wanted him to try and advance, but chose not to. And now Lance can kind of see how he's going to get through this inning and keep them from scoring. And let's do it by setting up the double play.
Jordy Mercer, the man on deck, had a 3-run homer on Saturday at Wrigley Field. And they've talked about, you know, this is kind of a dangerous move for the Cardinals. I mean, Alvarez clearly a power hitter, 26 home runs. He's killed the Cardinals. But Mercer recently, they say, don't look at the numbers, maybe swinging the bat better than anybody.
So I shouldn't look that he's 7 for 15 against Lance Lynn?
Do what you will.
You weren't expected that part.
Well, I knew it, but I don't want to talk about it. I'm trying to avoid it.
Well,
I know what you're saying.
But as I said, too, that Lance has gotten a lot more ground balls this year. So had a chance to pitch out of this. If he gets out of this inning without them scoring, it's going to be one of those real, gutsy innings that takes a toll on you as the game goes along. Pressure pitching.
Seven for 15 against Lynn. We are in the second, bottom half. One out, bases loaded for Jordy Mercer. Outfield deep, straight away. First pitch, a strike.
Mercer had that MCL sprain. On the DL for quite a while.
Lynn has induced 11 double play grounders during his last 11 starts, so it has been better in that regard. Here's the 0-1. Popped up. Shallow, left center. Hayward wants it. He makes the catch. How about a double play? You bet he did! Double play! Lynn is out of the jam, and a strike from Jason Hayward to gun down Marte. This crowd is stunned here in the second inning. Hayward does it again with another outfield assist. They take the chance, and why not with a pitcher on deck? Jason Hayward said, let me take it. He did, and the Pirates get burned. A double play and a strike to Tony Cruz. again by Jason Hayward.
But you can see the situation. The pitcher's on deck, so the pop up here, and remember it's Hayward playing center field. He makes sure that he gets that ball, and he's very shallow. They throw the home, carries all the way. Tony's got enough time to reach it, catch it, reach it, and make the tag. You can understand why the Pirates did it. And will it be that kind of night where you've got to throw it all the way so you get that, you don't have that hop that you're dependent on that keeps you from whether that's going to execute that double play or not.
And the Pirates, the bases loaded, nobody out, do not score. It was a pop out by Cervelli into shallow right. Intentional walk to Alvarez to get to Mercer, and their fan base. Oh, no.
They can't believe it.
Here's an 0-2 to Colton Wong. Wong, a base hit into left in the first hit tonight for St. Louis.
Every time you think of Colton Wong, you think about the Pirates, you think of the couple walk-off hits that he has, home run variety, and will that be more to come?
Well, Tony Cruz is 6 for 22 since being inserted into the starting lineup with an on-base percentage of .320. And if you're just joining us, Jim Hayes telling us that John Mozeliak on the pregame show mentioned that it looks like Molina is done for the regular season. They hope to get him back for the playoffs.
Well, at that time, it'll be about 3 weeks of healing process. So pretty close to it before the playoffs would start. If you, what is it, Friday the 9th? Would be the first game of the National League. So that, close to 3 weeks of healing process, and maybe that's different. But right now, Tony Cruz, because he's playing every day, he's got a fighting chance. Watched him in batting practice today and was talking with Bill Miller, but you can just see that he's just swinging the bat a lot more confident. He's got his timing down a little bit, playing every day since Yachty's injury, and he's got a 4-game hitting streak working.
1 ball and 1 strike on Tony Cruz. A hit aside, no score here from PNC Park. Wong with 15 steals this year in a pickoff move. Happ struggled in his first start with Pittsburgh. Went 4 1/3 against Chicago. 5-0 loss. Since then, a 1.72 ERA. And the only man with a better ERA is Jake Arrieta. That's how good he's been.
And like I said, the only other loss he got was another game against the Cubs.
1-2 the count. These two teams, Cardinals and the Pirates, have the 2 best records in the major leagues over the last 3 seasons. So not just this year and last year, but the last 3 years. Then it's the Dodgers, the Royals, and the Nationals that round out the top 5. This has turned into a fun rivalry. Here's a 1-2. Hit on a play.
Of course, a lot of our younger viewers will remember the last 3 years that the Pirates have qualified for postseason, but then they'll remember the 20 years of frustration, sub 500. If you go back into the 70s, they were an outstanding ball club here.
We are family.
We are family. The Lightning and Lumber Company. They had speed. They had, just home run ability.
It's another 1-2. And that is caught by Harrison. No, he dropped it, and it turns into a double play.
Wong had no chance. Right here, he thinks he catches it, so Wong had to stop, and then when he dropped it when he hits the ground, but it's right there for him to pick up and throw to second base. So it was hit so hard, Tony Cruz had no chance to get to first. Wong had no chance to get to second. It'll be that type of game, which was good, entertaining baseball.
It was a heck of a play there by Harrison, and I'm not sure he's okay. They were throwing it around the infield. and he waved it off. He said, I don't want to throw it. I don't want to catch it. And again, it's the glove hand that he had the issue with. And the first pitch to Lance Lynn is a strike. Lynn has received the lowest run support of any Cardinals starter, 3.21 runs per game.
And they're only averaging 4 runs per game, the Cardinals as a team. So only Waka has got quite a bit of run support.
Harrison, Al, keeps shaking the left hand. It'll be interesting to see how he can swing the bat next time up. He's due up third, looking ahead to the bottom of this inning.
It just kind of made me think about, too, you're talking about a third baseman. Well, how many hard shots is he going to get?
Lynn strikes out. Second strikeout for Jay Happ. Some defense already in this game. Two of the best teams in all of baseball. Jason Hayward, part of that double play. Harrison, moments ago, a part of this double play. It's going to be fun the next 3 nights. Cardinals scores 6. Any size drink is just 50 cents the next day. That's coffee fountain, frozen drinks. When they score, you pour at your nearest on the run. You earned it. The bottom of the third, it'll be Jay Happ, Gregory Polanco, and Josh Harrison against Lance Lynn. No score. First pitch is a strike. Opposing pitchers against the Cardinals this year hitting 171. That's the highest in baseball.
I was going to say that's pretty good. When you're talking about a Cardinal pitching staff that has the lowest ERA in all of baseball. Happ is 1 for 19 this year.
Here's an 0-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
We're talking about Happ throwing across his body and how they iron that out. We can really talk about the same thing with Lance Lynn. When he drives straight to the plate, he has so much more life on his pitches. He finishes it off. When he cuts himself off and falls towards first base, he's out of whack.
And that's hit back and again out of play. J. Happ acquired from Seattle for Michael Saunders, an outfielder. Jay has pitched with the Phillies, the Astros, Toronto, Seattle, and now Pittsburgh. Here's a 1-2 and a strikeout. Third tonight for Lance Lynn. Just the 6th series ever in which teams have 95 or more wins entering the first game of that series. Last time was 2001, the A's and Mariners. And that was a Mariners team in 2001, you may recall, that had 116 wins. That was Ichiro's first year playing in the United States. They had Randy Johnson, A-Rod, Ken Griffey Jr., and eventually they lost in the championship series to the Yankees, who lost to the Diamondbacks in the World Series. So it gives you an idea that this kind of matchup doesn't happen very often.
Doesn't happen very often. It also tells you that you go to the postseason, anything can happen. 116 wins during the regular season.
And lost. Polanco struck out on a 2-2 pitch, his first time up. We've seen more of the breaking ball from Lance Lynn, as obviously, I mean, if we have the numbers on Lynn and all the fastballs, certainly the teams do, and the great research that their departments do. So Lynn trying to mix it up a little bit more, it looks like, here tonight.
Well, that's why you can get away with throwing 91% fastballs, is by cutting it, sinking it, riding it, making it more than one pitch. But you really have to kind of incorporate that with the Buccos, because in my mind they're one of the better fastball hitting teams.
Base hit into right. Now let's take a look at Josh Harrison and how he's swinging the bat. But it looked like may have been a little bit shook up on that line drive, and it's the left hand that he's had the issue with when he had the thumb surgery on the left thumb. So we'll see if that's an issue here in this at bat at all.
And see, I was thinking about that when you were talking about Harrison, thinking about Yadier Molina. You know, it's his glove hand. Well, that left thumb takes a beating during the course of a season, whether you hurt it or not. And so, you know, it's going to be real tough for him to come back and be able to catch 100-mile-an-hour pitches. If you catch one wrong, you're back to square one.
Makes it even more amazing that he stayed in that game in Chicago and had Rosenthal get a 4-out save, but caught the first of the 4 outs, and he was throwing 100+ that day.
Yep.
Polanco with 27 steals.
The best thing that Lance could do is get ahead of these hitters, trying to help stop the running game. Various looks to first base, but we'll see if Harrison, you know, Gunn kind of got the chance to play when Harrison and Mercer were both hurt, and then he played all over the place, and that was a huge loss for the Pirates.
Runner goes, and the pitch is lined foul. Empty seats down the left field line. Some sections are empty. Still big crowd here at PNC. They are 33-10 when playing in front of crowds of 33,000 or more here at home.
Remember, this is a very small ballpark. Doesn't hold like 36, something like that.
One ball and 2 strikes. Runner stays put. The pitch is taken for a ball inside.
Neil Huntington, the general manager of the Pirates, was trying to get the fan base to come out here and talking about having sellouts. I don't think they've ever sold out a series during the week. If they don't come out for this one, I wonder if they ever will.
And a pickoff and back in safely. Polanco, as that pitch just missed on the outside corner. And Lynn took the glove off, walked around the mound, and was frustrated. He did not get that call. Let's see if they want to start the runner. You'd think that they would.
You know, sometimes a catcher can pop up and take a pitch away, but we understand it wasn't a strike to begin with.
So 1 out, runner at first. 3-2 the count. There goes Polanco, and there's a foul ball. Last 2 starts for Lance Lynn, 0-2 with an ERA near 16. And already tonight looks a little better. And a ground ball left side and a base hit. Polanco on his way to third. He was running on the pitch. Runners at first and third, and only 1 down.
Another double play. Peralta was a little bit up the middle, and the ball hit in the hole. Would have been very difficult for him to get Harrison at first base. Polanco with his speed would have been on second, but he was able to go to third once the ball got by Johnny Peralta. 2-3, thinking about 4 steps. He could have been a single, but it would have had runners at first and second instead of first and third.
McCutchen is grounded into 9 double plays this year. Struck out his first time up. And the first pitch, a strike.
He's 0 for his last 5, 1 for his last 11. You always know he's got the potential to do something dramatic.
Late with that swing.
Very late.
0-2.
Been dealing with that knee problem again, hasn't he? He's only got 10 steals on the season.
He's had various ailments, but give him a lot of credit. He answers the bell day after
every day. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
An 0-2 pitch by Lynn. Fouled back. Pitch at 95 from Lance.
Reaching for that one, a little tardy too.
Oh-2 pitch taken high.
Lance at times has been trying to incorporate a little changeup, a little off-speed pitch more, but it's pretty hard in a situation like this that you want to get beat. You want to get beat on your best pitch, not when you're third or fourth.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Harrison, the runner at first with 10 stolen bases. Polanco, your runner at third. A 2-2.
Thing was up and away. Here it takes off in on him. He avoids being hit. set up this pitch here. Throw a ball up in the zone, you're hoping for a strikeout or a pop-up, but it's also conducive for a sac fly, if not more.
Runner goes from first, and the pitch is fouled back. Lynn, his next pitch already will be number 60.
Tony Cruz will go out to talk to him. As important pitch here. It's just basically fastball after fastball, and you try and change location. That last one was a good pitch up and in and tied him up, but he got a piece of it to keep the bat alive.
30th start in his career for Lynn with Tony Cruz behind the plate. 3-2 pitch, runner goes, and it's a ball. So again, the bases are loaded, and Starling Marte will be the hitter. Third walk issued by Lynn, one of those intentional.
Eric Lilliquist out to talk to Lance Lynn. It's going to be a grind, and that you wouldn't expect it any other way with what's at stake for these two teams.
The most popular way to follow the Cardinals' push to the postseason is MLB.com at bat. Live radio broadcast, replay reviews, scores, and much more. MLB at bat. And again, this crowd ready to erupt here at PNC Park. The second inning was the bases loaded, nobody out. Cervelli up. They did not run. Piscotty, a strong throw to the plate. Hayward did him one better. One out and a runner at third. And this turned into an inning-ending double play. A strike to the plate and Tony Cruz to tag out Marte. And it kept the Buccos off the board. Now it's Marte with the bases loaded and one out. The 1-0, now 1-1. Inning started with a strikeout of Happ and a base hit to right by Polanco. Josh Harrison, a base hit through the hole between third and short. McCutchen walked on a 3-2 that was very close. And now Marte. The 1-1.
Maybe a breaking ball right there, frozen. Just showing that pitch every now and then, especially if you get a strike out of it, it's going to do wonders for him.
Can he get him to chase? He got him. A swing and a miss on a pitch that was outside and high. And now he's an out away from pitching out of his second bases loaded jam.
And you get a feeling that the one breaking ball kind of that got in the mind of Marte there, who was expecting another and was late on the fastball and expanded his zone. You're absolutely right.
But this is the guy that's been a thorn in Lynn's side. Last 5 at-bats with 2 singles, home run, triple, and then the double to right center in the second inning. First pitch to Walker, taken low and outside.
You get out of this inning, you strand 3 more. That would be 5 in 3 innings. 5 the last 2 innings. Then you start seeing the frustration mount for the Pirates. But you got to get him out. Like you said, he's a handful.
This side of the plate, his power side, 15 home runs. 2 balls and no strikes.
And all the tougher when you fall behind the count. So Tony's out to talk to him again. Lance knows what those numbers are. What he's done the last 5 or what he's done total. Almost a 500 average. Or it's more than 500. 15 to 39.
Two balls, no strikes on the Pirates' second baseman Walker.
Get one strike and all of a sudden you start feeling like, okay, I can get him out there. Attack that strike zone.
The 2-1. Now 2-2, and he is a strike away from getting out of the third inning jam.
You want to do it on this pitch here, 2-2. You don't want to run it full with the bases loaded. 2 out. Exciting play, the merry-go-round, but let's just take the excitement right here and get him out.
Especially with the speed that's already on the bases.
Yeah.
Give them that head start. Ball in the gap, it's 3-0. A 2-2 from Lance Lynn. Ground ball. It is fair. Handled by Moss. And Lynn is out of the jam. Pumping his fist. And we are through 3. And neither side has put up a run. Nice work again by Lance Lynn. Pitching out of a bases loaded jam. Pitching out of bases loaded jams. Bases loaded, nobody out in the second. And this time, with Walker up, a ground ball to Moss. And the reaction there from Lance Lynn. And the first pitch is a strike to Carpenter. And we're underway here in the 4th, a scoreless game. The Pirates about hit the Cardinals 3-1. Carpenter, a little check swing and a ground ball to Pedro Alvarez for out number 1.
Not doing what he did in his first start against the Cardinals. He only allowed 3 hits and 7 shutout innings of that game, but let's see if the Cardinals can be the first to score. They've had all the opportunities and has to be frustrating.
So 1 out, and here is Stephen Piscotty. Lined out to third, first time up. We saw the reaction there of Lance Lynn, and of course our microphones will pick up, well, just some of the things that happened down in the field, and we apologize for some of the vulgar language you may have heard. I'm over it. No balls and 2 strikes on Stephen Piscotty with Matt Holliday on deck. Here's the 0-2. And Piscotty strikes out. October meets baseball, and FS1 continues to be your home for postseason action with the American League Division and Championship Series. Don't miss a moment of the drama and history. It all begins October 8th on FS1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Third strikeout for Happen. Here is Holliday. Grounded out sharply to second, first time up.
Matt's last 3 hits have all been doubles, including his 1900 career hit.
One ball, 1 strike.
He's also 6 for 14 with a home run, 5 walks, and 3 RBIs against Happ.
And the 1-1 is tapped fair. No call. Holliday thought it was a foul ball, couldn't find it, and he grounds out. Was awarded and a finalist for the Bob Feller Act of Valor. Bob Feller was the first Major League Baseball player to enlist into the service after Pearl Harbor. And so congratulations to those two.
Yeah, and that's what they've done. I know Charlie Morton has been very instrumental in the operation of troop appreciation. There's 15 finalists for that, one from every team in the National League, and then they'll pick an overall winner. Charlie's been doing a lot of stuff for military families, private batting practice sessions, post-game parties.
And a strike to Francisco Cervelli came up with 2 on, nobody out, fly to right. And could not score. Starling Marte from third base. The 1-1 pitch. Catches the corner.
See if Lance can't settle down and just have a real easy and efficient inning. He's had a couple stressful ones. He's bent, but he has not broken.
Here's a 1-2. And a ground ball that's hit to short. Taken there by Johnny Peralta. Flips over to first for the out. First man retired here in the home half of the fourth. Big slugger Pedro Alvarez. Intentional walk back in the second to load the bases to get to Mercer with 1 out. The best play of the game from the Cardinals' perspective turned into a double play. Since 2012, Alvarez 110 home runs, second only to Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah, Giancarlo Stanton has 125, and how many days on the DL?
And a 1-0 pitch. Jason Hayward normally in right field. He's in center tonight. And helping out Steven Piscotty, who's in right field.
I'm trying to tell him where to go. He's known that. And we've seen Alvarez hit a lot of long balls or off that wall.
He's got power not only to right, but to center and to left. Great power all fields.
Probably never hit for a high average. He's 245 this year. But he's going to hit his fair share of home runs and RBIs. And he'll give up his share of runs, too, with his glove.
They had to shift him to first base. He's had 21 errors this year. Fans, for a limited time, you can get exclusive access to 2015 playoff and World Series tickets by placing a deposit on new 2016 season tickets today. For details, visit cardinals.com/season.
Kind of get the impression right there that the pregame talk was that Alvarez is not going to beat us. They intentionally walked him the first time. There they pitched around him. But you mentioned earlier, Jody Mercer, who did hit into that double play, is swinging a hot bat.
Four walks issued by Lynn. Mercer looks at a ball low to make it 2 balls and no strikes. Boy, this is a game you can just see Lance Lynn is grinding through.
Oh, no doubt about it. Hard to imagine how he's going to last real deep into this ball game as he's pitching behind just about every batter. But he's found ways to get the outs when he needed them.
The 2-0. 2-1. And the pitcher half on deck. Two and two. something you think about from the Cardinals' perspective. Chicago, Pittsburgh in the immediate future of postseason play. In his career, Lynn's ERA against Pittsburgh is 5. This year, 3 starts, he is 0-2. And he's also struggled against Chicago this year as well. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And a ground ball. Can they turn 2 out at second and save at first? So they'll get half through the lineup at least.
Just really wasn't hit hard enough to turn 2 with that. Colton Wong has to stay right there. You got Alvarez coming right over the top of him. He could have gone up the elevator or incidental contact.
So Jay Happ will be the hitter. He's called out on strikes back in the 3rd. Strike 1. Oh, and 2. Think about how reliable Lynn has been since the start of the 2012 season. 4th most starts in the National League, and it's a who's who. Jordan Zimmerman, Madison Bumgarner, Ian Kennedy, Lynn, and then Kershaw. And a strikeout, and that is 5 tonight for Lance Lynn. Scoreless heading to the 5th. And it's Hayward, Peralta, and Moss for St. Louis. The Cardinals with one hit tonight. That was Colton Wong. As he slapped a single the other way to start the third. Then erased on a double play. Happ has struck out 3, 1 hit allowed, and no walks. You have to feel, though, the Cardinals may get a little momentum with how a couple of these innings for the Pirates ended and the way that Lance Lynn was pitching out of trouble.
Pirates have stranded 6 already in this game. The Cardinals, as you said, has had the 1 base hit, but then he was erased. Colton on a double play. Ball off the bat of Tony Cruz. So we're in a scoreless tie here.
And a 2-0 pitch to Hayward. Tough play here for Mercer. Nicely done.
Hard hit ball, took a step or 2 to his right. Had a nice pop and then completed the play. I was a little surprised, Dan, and maybe I'll throw this on you, but the Pirates have 117 errors on the season. Cardinals on the other side just 92. We talked about Alvarez with 21 of them over there. Josh Harrison has 14 also.
Those are the 2 that stick out to me, but I think a surprise to me, at least a little bit surprising, Polanco was 7.
7 out there in the outfield. Probably make you think of its throwing errors.
There's a 1-0 to Johnny Peralta, fly to right first time up. This series has been evenly matched between the 2 teams. 16 meetings, they're 8-8. 13 of the 16 games have been decided by 3 runs or fewer. 7 have been decided by 1 run. The 2-0.
But here's the difference. Cardinals win in St. Louis. They're 6-3, and the Pirates win in Pittsburgh. Cardinals are 2-5. But it's going to come down to an awful lot of who's the champion is going to be decided in this 3-game series.
2-1 pitch, and Peralta. It's a fly ball into shallow right, loved by Polanco. There's 2 outs. The Cardinals facing Jay Happ when he's throwing his best in years. Arrieta, the only man since August 14th with a better ERA. Then it's Happ, Greinke, Kershaw, and Carlos Rodon, the outstanding White Sox pitcher. ERA just over 2. The impact of this deal, as good as Cespedes, Price, Hamels, doesn't get the attention, but he's been really good.
Yeah, like I said, under the radar trade, but just as effective.
No balls, 2 strikes on Brandon Moss, who flied out to center.
Cardinals up by 3 over Pittsburgh. So even if you lost all 3 games, then you'd have the last 3 games. Cardinals will play in Atlanta. The Reds will play here in Pittsburgh, but the Reds are 4 games over 500 this year against the Pirates.
One ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs and nobody on. A shift on here for Moss. And the next to him.
That's the big numbers that Moss has against Happ is why he's in the lineup. And let's see if he can't just have a payoff for the Cardinals.
The 2-2. 4 strikeouts for Happ. Please don't miss the 2015 postseason beginning October 6th. Head to MLB.com/postseason for a full schedule. Let's check in with Jim Hayes. Jimmy.
And Lance Lynn may be dodging some bullets tonight. He's coming off a very good start. 6 scoreless against Cincinnati. In his 3 previous starts before that, his ERA was over 9. Lance told me he had made some small mechanical adjustments ahead of the Cincinnati start, but he said the main thing was that his legs were under him, and he emphasized he could drive with his legs. One Cardinal player told me he thought the difference was that Lynn's ankle was finally 100%. Dan, you recall that Lance twisted that right ankle in San Francisco back in late August.
As Polanco rips it into right field. Piscotty with a good arm. Gets it off the screen. Fires into second base. Offline and standing up. Polanco with a double. It's a great point that Jim makes about the ankle and how Lance Lynn drives towards the plate. Never used it as an excuse, but Jim does bring up a very good point.
He did, but here gives up a double here to lead off the inning. Just constantly under pressure. Polanco with that great speed. Piscotty got a great carom and bounced right off, and it was just a little bit offline, but the whole key is get that ball back in the infield as quick as possible. And there you saw Hayward again trying to help Piscotty with a little defensive alignment. Josh Harrison 1 for 2. Remember, he lined out to right field the first time up, and that's what may have been what Hayward was telling Piscotty.
There's Josh Harrison, 1 for 2. And a ground ball that is hit towards short. Play at third. Carpenter with the tag. Carpenter had to get back to third. Polanco took a chance, and the Pirates get burned.
Boy, and so did Johnny Peralta take a chance, but you're absolutely right. Carpenter playing in on the grass in case they were going to drop down a bunt. And then with the play in front of him, Polanco thinks it's slowly hit that he can advance. But Polanco comes up empty as Carpenter gets back, and watch Johnny right there. Kind of has to avoid the runner going through. Carpenter was screened a little bit on that throw, and what a big play that is. And look at Lance Lynn yelling in a very positive way at his shortstop. Nice going, and nice going Carpenter too.
Cardinals defense, Al, has been magnificent so far here tonight.
Well, we talked about it. I was a little surprised at how many errors they had, but some of the mental mistakes. You can't call the first one. It was just good execution by the St. Louis. And the throw from Hayward to Tony Cruz on the line, getting the double play, and Polanco trying to score.
You see Lynn with the fastball trying to pound McCutchen inside all night long. Backed him off the plate a couple of times.
Marte trying to score back in the second.
McCutchen has struck out and also walked. That's yanked down the left field line and pulled foul. Lynn had a 1-2-3 first inning with a pair of strikeouts, and then since that time it has been pitching with runners on. Pittsburgh is 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. 7 at bats with a runner in scoring position. And the Cardinals have just 1 hit. That was Colton Wong, and he was erased on a double play. 2-1 the count.
Two pitches already for Lance Lynn.
The Pirates coming off a road trip in which they posted 8 wins in 10 games. Those 8 wins, most by their team on a road series since 1990 in a road trip.
They lost the first game to Greinke and then the last game to Arrieta.
And a ground ball that's hit to short. Out at second, and throw is wide as Peralta had a little trouble getting it out of the glove and was tardy to Wong, and then that allowed Harrison to go hard into Colton and try to break up the double play.
And that little double clutch allowed the runner to get on top of Colton Wong. See there, he had that little hesitation and then throw a little low, and Harrison going into Colton, but not much contact, but it forced an errant throw, and McCutchen with his speed usually going to beat it out anyway.
Here's Starling Marte. Struck out with the bases loaded and one out back in the third. And he walked in the second. And a ground ball that's yanked foul. You know, we talked about the numbers in terms of stolen bases being down for McCutchen. And a lot of that is due to the fact that he's got a lot of different ailments. And as Tony La Russa would say, ouchies, especially in the lower half. Here's an 0-1 pitch.
Give Lance a lot of credit. You know, he's just battling out there. And
the 0-2 on the outside corner. Strikeout number 6 for Lynn. He is through 5 here in game 1. Settle in. It should be a lot of fun the next 3 nights. We are scoreless midway through. The fastball from Lance Lynn. Milwaukee and the Cardinals faced elimination here in Pittsburgh, and he'll go tomorrow against Charlie Morton. It's our Budweiser What's on Tap as we start play here in the 6th. Colton Wong with a single to left, the lone hit for the Cardinals. And quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. The Cardinals, and Al, you brought up a good point between innings. Do you think about pinch hitting for Lynn, who's at 96 pitches, and going to the pen?
Oh, you got to get somebody up just to cover yourself.
Tony Cruz, the next hitter.
Might have Matheny has to love what he's seeing, but 96 pitches, you kind of wonder about it and everything. And see, what did he say something to Lance Lynn right there?
That's going to be it.
Yeah. And that's why I was kind of thinking, because, you know, why push it? You know, he really gutted his way through this, and, you know, we haven't had any offense yet.
This is why you have expanded rosters, too.
Exactly. You know, you never send a pinch hitter, and might hit a home run. So there's Cishak.
That pinch hitter will be Randall Grichuk.
There's a possibility of Randall turning on one.
Here's an 0-1. Cruz, little flare into shallow right. And the catch is made by Polanco, battling the lights in that low liner.
Absolutely, exactly what he did is get that ball in a bank of lights as he came over and kind of guessed where it was when it went into the lights, and you hope it's still there, but he was fighting it, but makes the play.
Rookie teammates, 500 slugging percentage all time, and there's some pretty good ones there, but Randall Grichuk along with Stephen Piscotty on that list, the BJC Healthcare difference maker. So here is Grichuk. The walkway here at PNC Park down the left field line. There's a third level and a fourth level. I had never seen one hit to the third level until today, and that was Randall Grichuk. He was launching the baseball.
To the right of the walkway?
Just to the right of it.
The wrong way.
Yes, it is. I mean, people were up there enjoying themselves, and all of a sudden these balls are flying at them. They're like, what in the heck is going on here?
Haven't seen one up there. I'd like to see it now.
Here's a 1-1. And a line drive out to left, and the catch is made by Starling Marte. And again, the Cardinals go in order. In blue skies in Jupiter, Florida. On your next Cardinals vacation, spring training. For more details, visit cardinals.com/vacations or call 1-800-892-7687. Steven Cishak is the new pitcher. Our Chevy called to the pen. 57th appearance for the former closer of Miami. I'd say the last 2 weeks have been his best 2 weeks wearing that Cardinals uniform.
And he's throwing the ball very well for the Cardinals. This will be his 25th appearance for St. Louis. No record with St. Louis, but a 2.18 ERA and 1 save. And you see the story of this ball game is the 7 stranded base runners by the Pirates. Lance Lynn, I'm sure he would have loved to have gone further in this ball game, but he gutted out 5 shutout innings. Allowed 4 hits, he walked 4, but he struck out 6. He was under the gun all day long, but he battled through 5. Now you turn it over to the bullpen and Cishek.
Neil Walker has doubled to right center. And with 2 outs, bases loaded, he grounded out. First pitch is taken high. Cishek talks about, even from this type of motion, getting on top of the ball. That's the key for him. If he is underneath it, everything flattens out. That slider is spinning. And also velocity dips 3 to 5 miles an hour. It's a significant dip.
It's frisbee. He just stays flat in the zone, but like you said, even from that Laredo submarine, whatever you want to call it, extreme sidearm delivery, you can stay on top of the ball and you'll get that sinking action or get a good spin. And all of a sudden, you know, that slider, the ball has some movement downward rather than just staying on the same plane, sliding.
Relievers during the homestand at an ERA just over 2 until the 9th inning of yesterday's game. Grand slam allowed by Rosenthal, 3-run homer allowed by Manus.
It seemed like all season long the Cardinals starting pitching was the best in baseball. The relief is best in baseball. And now starting pitching is still best in baseball. The Cardinals relief pitching is now 3rd in baseball. And the Pirates relief corps has taken over the lead.
The 2-2 pitch. So many similarities with these two clubs in terms of winning, the way they play the game, the fact that the back end of their bullpens, 2 great closers in Rosenthal and Melanson, 1 and 2 in saves in the National League.
They got off to a bad start. They couldn't win inside the Central Division.
And what they did, Pittsburgh against Milwaukee, is hard to understand.
Yeah, I mean, they're 4 games under 500 against Cincinnati. They're 8 games under 500 in the Central Division. And there's, you know, we'd be chasing them if they played 500 baseball.
A 2-2 pitch to Neil Walker, the switch hitter. Cishek did not pitch yesterday. He did the day before, 11 pitches. More and more, Mike Matheny going to Steve Cishek.
I think the more he pitches, the more effective he'll be, too.
3-2 and a leadoff walk. Let's take a look at our DraftKings players to watch. Highest wins above replacement WAR in the National League this season. Bryant, Rizzo, Hayward, McCutchen. When people look at Jason Hayward and you talk about how much he may command in the open market as a free agent, in new baseball terms, he is as valuable as any player out there.
And a rare free agent at such a young age, at age 26. So it'll be very interesting to see what he will command. Tony Cruz out to talk to Cishek along with the infield. Cervelli against Cishek. He's 1-for-1, a double. But a little pressure on the Cardinal defense. Does the bunt in order?
Francisco Cervelli. First pitch, a ball. Cardinals with activity in their pen. Looks to be Seth Maness.
Everybody moving up a little bit earlier in the game. There you see the Cardinals double play specialist, and he can't wait to get back out there and atone for yesterday.
Here's a 1-0.
Check had 29. He's got 4 saves this year, one as a Cardinal, but he had 39 last season for Miami. In the 30s the year before. So even though it's in the 6th inning, he's used to pressure baseball.
1 ball, 1 strike on Francisco Cervelli. Neil Walker with 4 stolen bases this year. Cardinals turn to double play. Biggest play of the night with the bases loaded, 1 out. Mercer fly to center. And a terrific throw by Hayward to the plate for the double play. The pitch that Cishek has, you see a lot of right-handed batters give up on, and if they continue to swing, they roll over.
Yeah. To a right-handed batter, it looks like he releases the ball behind their back. And then when he has that sweeping breaking ball going all the way across the plate, sinking action on a fastball coming in on your hands. You just don't see people throw from these extreme angles. And so that ball coming in on Cervelli. Batters are so used to seeing somebody throw off the top. So we saw Pat Neshek last year and Cishek this year. They throw off the timing.
Cervelli strikes out. 0 for 3 tonight, and it brings in Pedro Alvarez. And with the way that Cishek throws, left-handed batter would give you concern, because if he gets under it, spins it, sits on a tee for a guy like Alvarez.
Well, you would think so, but he really has had good success over the years of getting left-handed batters out. Alvarez is 1 for 4 against him, but he has 2 strikeouts. So it's just kind of it looks that way. But for some reason, these left-handers really haven't had the success that you would assume.
Alvarez, a pair of walks, one of those intentional.
This year, Dan, lefties are batting 105, 2 for 19 off the Cishek.
Does that surprise you?
I knew that he got lefties out, but to do it to that degree, yes.
Yeah.
And, you know, right-handed batters are 218. They're a good average against, but 105, because you think they see the release point so easily that they'll know it's coming, but he's been able to execute pitches.
2 balls, no strikes.
And I think when he's right, too, he doesn't, you know, they don't see anything that's straight. Everything is either moving down and in or away to him. And of course he gets a lot of ground balls, so he can get a double play right now and get out of the inning.
And a 2-0 pitch, but with the breaking ball. Jordy Mercer is on deck, and you know Alvarez has the green light.
Pirates will get a little activity in their bullpen going, just in case they get a scoring opportunity with their pitcher coming up.
And it's a walk, so the Pirates have received 6 walks in this game. 2 now by Cishek. 1 out and 2 on. Cardinal fans, did you know StubHub and their app is personalized just for you? Now with the StubHub app, you can select your favorite teams and artists and discover new ones too. StubHub, let the fun find you. StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Cardinals.
Alvarez tonight has walked 3 times.
And a strike to Mercer.
Going out on that pitch, called a strike.
And again, the Pirates with a runner in scoring position. Got a runner in scoring position every inning with the exception of 2. Into center field. Hayward coming on, sliding, and did he catch it? It is a catch for Jason Hayward, and what a play in center.
Let's hope he didn't hurt his wrist.
And he's slow to get up. Tremendous play again by Hayward. Looked to be stuck in the ground as he made that catch.
What more could go wrong? But they're going to make sure. Mike trying to see and replacing the divot. You know, they grow really good grass here in Pennsylvania.
Heard that before.
Used to play golf with Mike Shannon. That was his words. You know, they could grow grass in Pennsylvania. Look at that. Wow.
Right knee.
Right knee.
Stuck.
Yeah, it just looked like it. Took about 10, 12 inches of turf came up. He's trying to shake it off. Big key play here. His second one of the game. And look at that turf. Made a good catch and throw, and need a double play, throwing out a runner at plate. Right there, a key time. He could have got up, he would have had another double play as Walker was well off the second base bag.
The Pirates will go to their bench. Michael Morse, who's traded from Miami to the Dodgers, and then the Dodgers flipped him to Pittsburgh. They are 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position tonight. On the year, 275, and runners at first and second, so Happ out of the game, and we'll see the bullpens decide this one. First pitch to Morse. Fastball and a strike.
And if I'm not mistaken, he went in the Latos deal, right?
Yes.
Morse and Latos went to Los Angeles. They had to take his salary, and then they flipped him, and then the Dodgers released Latos. I guess when you have that big a payroll, you can afford to buy out mistakes.
0-1 pitch inside. Morse was a member of the San Francisco Giants championship team of a year ago.
Big, strong kid that had some big seasons.
Tied him up and did not go. 2-1.
Both teammates at the beginning of the season, you always got to wonder, if I face a guy, how would I get him out? That goes both ways, hitters and pitchers.
3-1. The lefty Polanco on deck, and no left-hander was throwing in the pen for the Cardinals. Bases loaded. 3 walks by Cishek.
Saw him walk 3 in Arizona, and then Manus came and bailed him out. Didn't allow anybody to score. And it looks like that's going to be Seth Manus' task again.
Manis, 75th appearance, gave up a 3-run homer yesterday. Been a tough September for him. An ERA close to 8 in 9 1/3 innings. Now, what's this tell you right now about Randy Choate with Polanco, who hits 200 against lefties, 268 against righties, and you don't bring in Choate here. You've got Lyons, another lefty that's supposed to pitch on Wednesday in Game 3. You don't want to use Segrist too early, I would assume.
Yes.
And so now you're going with Manis.
And you might just go ahead too and say, hey, it's, you know, I have confidence in Seth doing this. He gets the ball down. But the only problem is Seth Manis will take that ball, and he does a great job. When he gets the ball down, he gets his ground balls. But left-handers are hitting .358 against him.
1-0 pitch. And it's 1-1. The Pirates tonight have received 7 walks.
If they don't score here, you know, it's going to be such a frustrating that they can't come up with a key hit. Of course, the Cardinals can't come up with a hit, period.
Out in front, and a fly ball into right, and again the Pirates strand the bases loaded. Seth Manis comes in, gets Polanco to fly out. It's been pitching and the defense of Jason Hayward here tonight. This is into second with the bases loaded. Turned into a double play. Hayward tonight taking also a base hit away moments ago. He's putting on a show defensively. Followed by Piscotty and Holiday. The Gateway Honda home run inning. Cardinals hit a home run. The Gateway Honda dealers donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. We had 2 of those. The 7th inning yesterday against the Milwaukee Brewers that broke open a 1-1 game.
It's Carpenter and then Piscotty, the first 2 batters that Soria will face. Very good numbers for him. And on the season, he had 23 saves in the American League before coming to the Pirates. He's got a .228 ERA with 1 save here.
How about the Pirates? They have 4 hits. They have stranded 10. The Cardinals just 1 hit in this game as Carpenter hits it out of play.
One thing to think about too, Dan, if the Cardinals and the Pirates were to face each other in postseason this year, Looks like the Pirates have found another left-hander to battle against the Cardinals. Happ had 2 starts, 13 innings, 4 hits, no runs, no walks, and 12 strikeouts.
Here's the 0-2. And Carpenter's tied up and strikes out. The Cardinals' only hit was Colton Wong back in the 3rd.
Well, that's the contrast. You know, as you look at, we've had 1 hit. We have not left 1 runner on because Colton was erased in a double play. But as you said, Pittsburgh through 6 innings has stranded 10 runners, and we're in a 0-0 game.
Piscotty 0 for 2, lined out to 3rd, and struck out swinging back in the 4th. 2 balls, no strikes. Holiday is the man on deck. Get late innings too. Close game like this could be the final plate appearance for Holiday. You hate to do it. It's kind of a double-edged sword. You want to keep him in, have him have at least 1 more plate appearance, depending how deep the game goes, but you can't have him cost you defensively late in a tight game.
Yeah, but you know, it's one of those situations too. You did play Friday and Saturday night, so it's just the bad timing that with no minor league games, Grichuk, you know, Jay, Holiday, hoping Molina, but you know, all these guys coming back, you know, and Adams, just no place to get the at bats or get your timing back. So hopefully we'll score here and we'll make that all academic and put out a defensive team. Segrist is warming up in the Cardinal bullpen.
Hit out of play. 3-2.
So, you know, that was a big final out last half inning for Manus in the Cardinals. With him going back in a real positive way. The thing that alarms you about it was a fly ball. We would rather have seen a ground ball.
That pitch taken high, so a walk to Stephen Piscotty. First walk issued to the Cardinals here tonight. First base runner they've had since the 3rd. Remember, Wong was erased on a double play.
Soria has only been charged with an earned run in just 4 of his 25 games with the Pirates. And if you were thinking about the long ball, he surrendered 1 home run in his last 40 games dating back to June 25th and has not given up a home run with the Pirates.
One out, and the pitch to Holiday is fouled back and a good cut. The Pirates' streak of 22 years without a division title, tied for the longest in baseball. It's better, though, than the longest streak in the other 3 major sports. The Browns in football, 1989. The Oilers in 87. The Wizards all the way back in the late 70s. That's fouled back. But there is parity right now in the game because in the last 10 years, the Blue Jays making it this year means only 2 teams haven't played playoff baseball in the last decade. The Marlins and the Mariners. That's it.
Holiday is 2 for 2 off of Soria.
0-2 pitch. Stays away. It's been a playoff atmosphere here tonight throughout the city, walking around the city today. As a light rain begins to fall right now. We had rain earlier today in the morning and early afternoon.
I'm saying all 3 days there's a possibility of intermittent showers.
Two and two. The 2-2. Little tapper out in front of the plate. Cervelli hops on it and makes the play. So the Cardinals are into the Pirates bullpen, and this has been one of their strengths. The team ERA, the starters ERA, and then you look at the relief ERA that Al spoke of earlier, 2.60.
Yeah, but it used to be the Cardinals were leading in relief ERA, but that went by the wayside over the weekend. It was not always good news getting into their bullpen, but hey, we're here. We got a chance. The game's still in the balance.
Hayward, a little bouncer up the middle, glove down by Walker, and that'll save a run. Takes a run away from St. Louis as Piscotty had to stop at third. That almost snuck by Neil Walker. So base hit for Jason Hayward, and Peralta will have a chance at it.
And kind of playing to pull, so this ball going up there, and Walker, the hometown kid, does a job to save it right there from going in the outfield and allowing Piscotty to win, or excuse me, to come around and score. Johnny Peralta is 8 for 22, 364 average with a double against Soria.
With 2 outs, 2 on. First pitch is a strike. These two saw each other in the American League, and specifically the American League Central, for a number of years. Soria, longtime closer in Kansas City. Johnny with Cleveland and Detroit.
Johnny's been sitting on 12 game-winning RBIs for a couple months. That tied his career high when he was with Cleveland. He had perfect time to break out here.
0-1 pitch. Now it's 0-2. And here come the fans of the Pirates with 2 strikes on Peralta. Still alive.
Another solid year from Johnny Peralta.
One and 2. Cervelli with a nice play to make sure that didn't scoot away.
Breaking ball, overthrows it, and bouncing up there, but does a nice job. And wild pitch, pass ball, base hit. I'm looking for the 3-run home run.
The 1-2. feels like playoff baseball. Final week of this regular season. Bottom of the 7th. There is no score tonight. The Pirates have left 10 on. They're 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. They've had 5 at-bats with the bases loaded. Kevin Segrist, the new pitcher for St. Louis, Archevy called to the pen. Appearance number 79 to lead the National League. He's had a tremendous season. It'll be Harrison, McCutchen, and Marte. And the new center fielder is Peter Borges. Matt Holliday is out of the game. So Borges takes over in center. Hayward moves to right field. Piscotty shifts from right to left. Harrison tonight, a base hit back in the 3rd. He's lined out and grounded into a fielder's choice. The 0-1. So like we were talking about, you have your number 3 hitter still trying to ease his way back into everyday action, but you can't keep him out there.
Yep. Away, as according to the scoreboard, they have Seegers batting in the 9th spot and Borges batting on Holliday's 3rd spot.
I'm going to go with my scorecard, which puts Borges in the 9th spot.
That's the way I did it, but I looked on the scoreboard and
I'm saying we're right, Al. I'm saying we're right. I'm going with ours.
I think we should be that way.
Yeah. Well, time will tell.
Yep.
Here's a 2-1 pitch to Harrison. The other part of this, too, and the frustrating aspect, I'm sure, for the Pirates is that they haven't scored, and they've received 7 walks tonight.
Well, it's hard to win when you walk that many, but here we are, and game hanging in the balance, no score. Very frustrating from a Pirate standpoint.
3-2. Matt Carpenter guarding the line. A 3-2 pitch to the leadoff man here in the bottom of the 7th, Harrison. And a fly ball out to deep left center field. Who wants it? Colliding Piscotty and Borges. The catch is made and Piscotty is down. Oh, my goodness. The catch was made by Peter Borges, and Piscotty is hurt in left center field.
They're going to want a stretcher. And Wilson's trying to signal to bring in a stretcher.
I just wonder if the knee of Borges somehow hit Piscotty, as neither one gave up on that ball. Amazingly, the catch was made, and now all our thoughts and the priority of this game is the concern for Stephen Piscotty.
And the protocol too is it's going to make it look a lot worse. Not saying it is or isn't, but they're going to strap him down and they'll immobilize the head, just as normal protocol. What more could happen to this team?
If you just tuned in and flipped over maybe from Monday Night Football or another program, just tuning in for the first time tonight, it is scoreless. And there's a stretcher out to carry Stephen Piscotty off the field after a collision and a catch made by Peter Borges. We have not shown the replay yet. Do not want to speculate.
His legs and arms have been moving. Likely team doctors for the Pirates.
Did just see him wave, it looked like his left hand, which is positive. What is a very scary situation. Here is a replay.
So the knee right into the face, and
we also have some other angles of this. Our understanding is told by the guys in the truck we're not going to show those. We went with the wide angle a little further out of respect to Steven and the play, and it's a scary situation. So when we get word on how he is, And the situation where he's been taken clearly to a local medical center and hospital, we will pass that along to you. So John Jay takes over in left field. Segrist, it's been a good 5, 8, maybe even 10 minutes since the play, so he gets a chance to warm back up. And as loud as this place has been tonight, this has been one of the loudest atmospheres we've had all year. That was as quiet as a stadium can get.
Once again, the good news was we saw both hands and legs move. And in normal protocol now that they really strap you down, put you in the harness, and this is protocol. So it'll be taken more care of. Puts a damp on the rest of this game, doesn't it?
It does, and as a player, you have to try to regroup. And for some of these guys, that's one of their best friends out there that just got taken off on a stretcher. And as McCutchen pops it foul and out of play, in particular, one of his best friends is in that dugout, and it's Pete Kozma. Piscotty and Kozma came up together at different times in the minor leagues. They were roommates in the minor leagues. Kozma has let him live with him here in the major leagues, and those two are very, very close. Just wonder what's going through his mind. 1 ball, 1 strike on McCutchen. And you can even feel it with the crowd right now, a little damper.
Sure.
In the mood, and totally understand why.
Yeah, great play by Piscotty, and just one of those situations. Remember, he just switched over from right field to left. The guy that really has the most control of trying to get taking care of this and get it back in a positive way for the Cardinals is Segrist.
I'm sure there's some players out there that don't want to even be playing right now.
Exactly. But you know, you're professionals, and you'll find a way to do it.
2-2. McCutchen tonight has struck out. He has walked and grounded into a fielder's choice. 1 for 6. That one is a home run off of Kevin Segrist. In recent memory, one of the scariest plays I can recall with an outfielder in terms of Cardinals history was Rick Ankiel at Busch Stadium, going into the wall. And that was as scary a play as you'll ever see. 3-2 the count on McCutchen. .332 hitter here at home. And a 3-2 pitch by Segrist. And a base hit out to left. So McCutchen is aboard for the second time.
Down and in, and I used to be told not to go in that area, especially late in the ball game, because the guy could just drop the bat head and turn on it, hit it to the short part. So just a single here. Monte's hit into 13 double plays. Number 14 would be nice.
Marte is 0 for 2 with the walk. Pair of strikeouts tonight. Segrist that moved to first, and a check on Andrew McCutchen. 10 stolen bases this year.
Something that Segrist worked on all spring. Stop the running game. He's much quicker to the plate. He's got a move that will hold some of these runners. Give Tony Cruz a chance. Do that, Tony will throw out his fair share.
Want to know the count.
Marte's 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts against Seegers.
Lots of room to the left side with Carpenter guarding the line. And a 1-0 pitch from Segrist. Fouled back. What has been a fabulous game has really taken a back seat to Stephen Piscotty and his injury. And again, once we get word from the Cardinals what's happening, where he's been taken to, we will pass it along to you. 1 ball, 1 strike. Quick move and back in safely.
Step off, you don't have a real strong throw, but he nearly got him with that one.
Here's a 1-1 pitch. And a fly ball lifted to center. Peter Borges makes the catch. McCutchen stays put at first, and a strong throw by Peter back into the infield. Our Mazda game summary. Lance Lynn 5 innings. The 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. Hayward 1 for 3. Cardinals have just 2 hits. Happ went 6 innings, was very good. Gregory Polanco 2 for 4 with a double. The story in this game, certainly Stephen Piscotty now. In terms of the game itself, only 7 hits combined, 5 for Pittsburgh. They have stranded 10. They've had 5 at bats with the bases loaded and could not score. 2 outs, runner at first. Here's Neil Walker. Walker from this side of the plate. No home runs and batting .239. All his home runs have come from the left side of the plate. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Instead, a check on McCutchen.
Walker 0 for 3 against Segrist. Had such a good season.
Cardinals looking at to the 8th. We'll have Moss, Wong, and Cruz coming up. He is running, and a throw by Cruz from his knees, not in time. The go-ahead run in scoring position. Stolen base number 11.
Took the right time, lifted that leg up, so he had to come home. Strong throw by Cruz, but steals his 11th base. Been caught 5 times. Now Tony going to go out and talk to Kevin. Some more boos.
This will be the 11th plate appearance for the Pirates tonight with a man in scoring position.
Very frustrating for the Pirates. Cardinals standpoint. They got Walker where they want him, as you said, Danny, hitting from his weak side, the right side.
The official word from Brian Bartow of the St. Louis Cardinals: Piscotty suffered head contusion, being taken to a local hospital for further exams. Two balls, one strike. I know how I feel as a broadcaster and just being around Stephen Piscotty, and you get to know the guys. You want to be around them a lot, visit with them, and they're gracious with their time. I can't imagine what it's like right now for the players trying to amp this back up at the level of intensity that it was like prior to the collision. This has got to be tough.
Well, it is very, very tough, but it is something that they can do. Probably have done it in some form in the minor leagues or here at the big league level. But just you kind of dig down deep and find a way to do it. But it's not easy. Cardinals have been in the field a long time this half inning.
I can't recall a collision that scary that I've seen.
There's a string here. Very good pitch. That has become an outstanding pitch for Piscotty. Or excuse me, for Clinching. Segrist, how about that one? Does that give you an indication of where our minds are?
3-2 pitch. Hit to short, bobbled by Peralta, and everybody is safe.
So I was kind of just referencing when I said the team had been in the field a long time this half inning. So all kinds of distractions, the injury, and then being out there, you aren't sharp on your defense, and what you hoped would be the final out of the inning now puts more pressure on the Cardinals first and third.
There's Cervelli with runners at first and third after the error by Peralta, just his 7th this year.
When Cervelli has really excelled late in the ball game. He leads all major league players with a .367 batting average in the 7th inning or later. 6 for 9 in his last 6 games, 7th inning or later.
Here's a 1-0 pitch with 2 outs to Francisco Cervelli. Just joined us. Scary situation moments ago here in this inning. Collision with Borges and Piscotty. Piscotty seemed to be knocked out. A knee to the face or the head of Piscotty. He was taken off in a stretcher. He's been taken to a local hospital. Suffered a head contusion is what the Cardinals are saying initially, and taken to a local hospital for further exams. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs and 2 on. Broxton starts to throw in the pen. The 2-1. Now 2-2.
Seager's threw yesterday 15 pitches. So up to, I believe, 24 pitches here. How much more could you use him tonight or tomorrow?
A 2-2 pitch.
Just missing, isn't it?
Runner from first off with his pitch. 27 pitches will be thrown by Segrist at least, and here come the fans. We'll do it again.
Off-speed pitch, heading way out in front.
And my mind is so much on that collision. I'm thinking of it just in a baseball play. Ford just made the catch.
Yeah.
You know, on a
how he holds on to
incredibly
it,
tough play. Oh, goodness. Three-two again. Bases loaded again.
Look at it this way, Danny. When he gets the final out of this inning before they score, the 13 runners left on. Derek Wilderquist out to talk to Segrist, and it's like all the infielders. Get them all concentrating here. 8th walk. Hard to win when you walk 8 in a game. But all he needs is one good pitch and he's out of this inning. And more frustration for the Pirates. Alvarez 2 for 8 against Segrist.
Sixth at bat with the bases loaded. Now everybody is up here at the ballpark. First pitch. Little flare down the left field line and a foul ball. Strike one.
Jay had no chance at that ball, but boy, he was also all the way just in case. 2 for 8, couple strikeouts. Remember early in Alvarez's career, Cardinal pitching kept him in the big leagues as he hit some big home runs against them.
The 0-1. In the air. Left field. That'll stay in the ballpark. We are scoreless through 7. Segrist out of the jam. Right now, thoughts and prayers with Stephen Piscotty. Watch the left hand. Then a big ovation from the Pittsburgh crowd. Midwest. Let's go to our studio in a Bommarito Sports Update. Changes as Tommy Pham will pinch hit and takes a ball from Watson, the new pitcher, Tony Watson. He's into the ball game to start the 8th. And at first base, Sean Rodriguez takes over for Alvarez. 1-0 pitch, changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike. Another solid year for Tony Watson.
Seeing two of the best left-handed setup men in all of baseball, and Segrist and Watson. Sub-2 ERA, very, very tough.
1-1. Began with Happ, 6 innings, 1 hit, 4 strikeouts. Then Soria, scoreless 7th. And now Watson. And again, there's that changeup.
We've seen a lot of pitchers lately throwing off-speed pitches to Pham, and he'll make adjustments to it, but the one thing he's got to do is make sure he doesn't chase pitches.
And a strikeout of Pham. So the first man retired. What was it like between innings for Peter Borges in the Cardinals dugout? Some of the players coming over. See the emotional tug, I'm sure, for him. Mixed emotions. You make the catch. It's part of the game. You play hard. His thoughts undoubtedly with his teammate. Because you sit there and I'm sure you say, what's happened? What have I done? Even though it's not your fault, but
right, you feel
you're in the middle of it.
Responsible, and of course we all know it's unintentional, but you do feel somewhat responsible.
Here's an 0-1 pitch to Colton Wong, who for the longest time in this game had the lone base hit for the Cardinals, a single to left back in the 3rd.
Oh, you have 2 hits on the night. Yeah, they're coming off Hayward's bat. That was in the 7th inning.
And a game of missed opportunities, certainly for Pittsburgh. 6 at bats with the bases loaded. And they have stranded 13 in this game. They've received 8 walks, and yet they have not scored.
Hit the Cardinals 5-2. Just another day in the Central Division.
Adam Olson, who is pictured there, he's one of the rehab coordinators and trainers of the Cardinals, almost as if he's consoling Peter Borges. Had a shot of him that you didn't see between innings where he was arm around him, talking to him. As Wong goes the other way again, base hit. 1 out hit here in the 8th.
And good to see Colton get 2 hits tonight, both of them off a left-hander. So Mercer, you see him playing up the middle. Third baseman way off the third base bag, and he plugs the gap between both of them. Reynolds is on deck as Segrist was put in the 9th spot in the batting order. One thing I would think about that, Danny, is they wanted to keep his defense in there because they may have thought that they were going to pitch it for him. So he's in the 3rd spot in the batting order, and you weren't going to have Segrist pitch more than 1 inning, so you're going to pinch hit for him if you got to that point.
Change up. Right-handers hit .213 against Watson. Lefties .162. This guy is tough.
Yes, very tough, and been doing it for quite a while, and recognized as one of the top left-handed specialists, not specialists, but setup men.
The outfield shading crews a little bit to right center. Wong is a threat to steal. And the 0-1. Cruz, a base hit. No, it's a double play. Wong took a chance. Didn't pay off. Double play. Polanco to Rodriguez for the double play, and that sends us to the bottom of the 8th. Scoreless in game 1 of 3, Cardinals and Pirates. On Fox Sports Midwest is brought to you by Budweiser. Make a plan to make it home. And by Ford, the official cars and trucks of the St. Louis Cardinals. Jonathan Broxton is the new pitcher for St. Louis.
Tommy Pham stays in the game. He's playing left field. John Jay moves from left to center, so Borges is out. And Broxton will come in here. 65th appearance, 25th with the Cardinals. His ERA with the Cardinals much better, 2.25. Opponents are batting 225 against him.
A scoreless 7th by Segrist, and now Jonathan Broxton. First pitch, line to third, and there's Carpenter. One pitch, one away.
On the line, and it paid off.
Travis Snyder will be the pinch hitter for Watson. Waka and Morton tomorrow as we come your way at 5:30 in game 2.
Well, they did the double switch. I thought they were going to put Rodriguez in the 9th spot, but they left their pitcher in there knowing that he would only pitch a half inning or 1 inning and pinch hit for him.
So the first pitch to Snyder on the outside corner, but misses, and it's 1-0. The Pirates have received 8 walks tonight. They have stranded 13, 6 plate appearances with the bases loaded. And the 1-0 pitch.
Snyder was called up on September 1st from Indianapolis, their AAA affiliate. Hit .314 there, and he's done a nice job for the Pirates. He's produced 5 RBIs the last 9 games and a total of 8 RBIs in his 14 games with the Pirates.
Pirates with 13 plate appearances with a runner in scoring position tonight. 2 balls and 1 strike. We saw the score from Wrigley. That's a makeup date between Kansas City and the Cubs as they wrap up the home portion of their schedule at Wrigley Field. These are important games down the stretch for the Kansas City Royals, trying to get to home field advantage throughout the American League playoffs.
Well, they're trying to hang on to that, right, Toronto? on their heels.
Here's a 2-1 pitch. A 3-1 pitch to Snyder. Did not go. So the 9th walk issued by Cardinals pitchers here tonight. We'll see a pinch runner, Keon Broxton. We've already seen Jeff Decker as a pinch runner.
Both these guys are kind of speedsters. Broxton has pinch ran in each of his now 5 games. There's that double-A where he hit 302. He was stolen 39 bases in 133 minor league games.
So the Pirates tonight, that's their story offensively. 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position. They've stranded 13. They've received 9 walks, 5 hits against the Cardinals.
Big lead by Broxton. Broxton picks off Broxton. Let's hope.
There's only one pitcher that's thrown more pitches this season than Kevin Segrist. Justin DeFreitas of the Phillies. He was around 30 tonight. Big lead, leaning towards second. Another check. The first pitch to Gregory Polanco. Instead, another check on Broxton.
The spring, the life, the spring of the base stealer. And also Polanco, kind of the guy that doesn't like to wait around in that batter's box.
First pitch is strike. Polanco has struck out, single to right, double to right field, and then with the bases loaded in the 6th, he flied to right.
Broxton wanted to go, and he looked like he wanted to go, but then he pulled up as that pitch was being made, and I think that they've told him to steal if he gets a good jump.
There have been 3 stolen base attempts against Jonathan Broxton when he's on the mound. That's it this season, and 2 have been successful. Keon Broxton, a little bigger lead at first. 1 ball, 1 strike on Polanco. He is running. Good jump. And the pitch is hit in the air. Pham over near the line and makes the catch. I just get the sense with you, Al, that's a frustrating at bat for Gregory Polanco, because he took a pitch that maybe he could have driven, thinking that Keon Broxton was off with the pitch and running, and he had a very good jump if he wanted to go.
Right, and it just seems like the kind of guy that doesn't want to wait around in the batter's box. And so by the throw-overs really had an effect for the base runner, but it also had an effect on the hitter. He didn't like to wait.
Josh Harrison is lined out, singled, hit into a fielder's choice, and he was the man at the plate when Piscotty collided in left center with Peter Borges. 2 outs and a runner at first base. Cardinals pitch out, not running.
A lot of your real good base runners, they can tell the difference when a guy is going to the plate normally and when he kind of lets up a little bit to throw a pitch out. I'm not sure I'd put Broxton in that category, that he could recognize it, but he wasn't going on that pitch. Leaning again.
And time is called, and he was running.
Yep, you could see he was leaning, but Broxton did the right thing. You hold on to the ball so long, a lot of times you get that runner to go back, but in this case, Harrison didn't like waiting around either. He called timeout. Harrison is 1 for 5 off of Broxton, a triple. I think a pickoff would be kind of fitting for this game, wouldn't it? But yet you also want to let them strand their 14th runner. Big lead again.
There's a 1-0 pitch. The quick move again and back in safely. You would think the only reason that Broxton is in the major leagues primarily is to run, and yet he has not been running except for 1 time, and that was the fly out off the bat of Polanco to left field.
Some of it has to do with Broxton trying to keep him close, or not allowing him to be comfortable.
It's the design, and a lot of it is called from the dugout, where the Cardinals know, and Mike Matheny knows, along with Cruz and Jonathan Broxton, that he's going to hold the ball and not even make the pitch.
You can also see sometimes Broxton just doing a good job of holding in himself, even when he is going to make that pitch. He's making that youngster uncomfortable.
Slightly bigger lead, leaning towards second base, and back in safely.
Broxton's thrown 2 pitches to the plate and 32 to first.
He is running, and the pitch is grounded towards short. There's Peralta, and the Pirates have stranded 14 tonight. That sends us to the ninth. go to their closer, Melanson, finishing up his warm-up tosses. No score. And it's Arcia in the driver's seat. Most wins in the final at bat. Chicago at 22. This is in the National League. San Diego, St. Louis, then Pittsburgh.
Trail the Cardinals by 3 games. They're going to bring in their closer. Look at the 51 saves and 53 opportunities. That's a new club record. It's a major league leading 51 saves. He's just one of 12 pitchers in history to earn 50 saves in a season. It's happened 15 different times to 12 guys. He's converted 14 straight save opportunities. Of course, this isn't a save opportunity. A remarkable year for Melanson.
His signature pitch is the cutter. Became familiar with that pitch during a brief stint as a member of the Yankees bullpen in 2009 and 2010. Said he used to watch Mariano Rivera, was known so well because of that cutter. And Greg Garcia will be the pinch hitter. First pitch to him is taken just a bit high. It was early in 2013. Then Pirates catcher Russell Martin convinced Melanson that he should emphasize the cutter. Go with this pitch, make it your signature pitch. The rest has been history since then. There it is again.
Yeah, see just that little movement. So it's a lot like a fastball, but late movement. And it doesn't have to move very much to miss a bat. Round ball, round bat.
That's what Russell Martin said. Even if they know it's coming, it's so good, stay with it. Just that late movement.
Yeah. And it's a pitch you can throw every pitch because it's got the movement on it. And really, because you're not really torquing or doing much with it, you know, it's pretty easy on your arm.
And a strike. Garcia spun away. He didn't like it.
Be on the black, wouldn't it?
The 2-2. Carpenter is 0 for 8 against Melanson. He's 0 for 3 tonight with a pair of strikeouts. One out, nobody on. And that pitch is driven into right field for a base hit. So the go-ahead run is aboard in the form of Matt Carpenter. This would have been Stephen Piscotty's spot. And instead it'll be John Jay. Again, if you're just joining us, Stephen Piscotty, a very scary situation, which he collided with Peter Borges back in the 7th. Laid motionless on the field, taken off the ball field in a stretcher to a local hospital for examinations. We get further word, we'll pass it along.
John Jay 2 for 5 off of Melanson. So John, who's just had a tough time coming back from that wrist surgery. The only Cardinal hit 300 a year ago and had the wrist surgery, had a late spring, and then it started popping up again and trying to get himself back into the mix.
And a ground ball that's up the middle, base hit. Carpenter to second. He's on his way to third. It's bobbled by Polanco. They'll wave him in. He will score. Carpenter and the Cardinals score. And it's 1-0 on a misplay in right field.
By both of them. Not only did Polanco miss it, but then McCutchen misses it and never could pick it up. So the Cardinals score in a most unusual way. Let's see how many errors again. Watch Polanco come in here, misconnects with it, then he goes back. It's McCutchen can't pick it up. He drops it and then gets it back in, but Carpenter had already scored. He was going to go first to third on Polanco, but then he was coming into third base, and he gets a call around by Oquendo, who is very alert to the misplays out in center field. How about that? Pirates have stranded 14 in this game, and now all of a sudden the Cardinals take the 1-0 lead.
Off Melanson.
Off of Melanson.
Mention it, Polanco with 7 errors. A bit surprising in right. Now he can make it 8, and here is Reynolds. And as lively as this crowd was from the first pitch, they are quiet right now. Rosenthal is getting loose in the pen, trying to rebound after one of his toughest weekends of the season.
And he had a tough weekend right before the All-Star break here in Pittsburgh, but he can put all that in the past with a good effort here tonight. But let's keep on piling on.
In a game that has seen a little bit of everything, the 1 run is scored with a base hit to right. Routine hit, scoring Carpenter from first base. Wasn't even a hard hit ball. 0-2 the count. Now time is called.
A game like that, it's usually who's going to make the biggest mistake. A game like this tonight, so frustrating for the Pirates, straining 14.
Reynolds with a high fly ball into deep right center field. This ball will carry. Gone! Home run, Mark Reynolds, as he pumps his fist. A 2-run shot. The Cardinals add to their lead here in the 9th off of Mark Melanson. It comes on an 0-2 pitch. 3-0 St. Louis.
Reynolds was 4 for 9 off of Melanson. Make it a big 5 for 10 and a 2-run shot. That is a happy dugout. Still got a ways to go in this ball game, and keep on piling on. Jason Hayward.
If the Cardinals win this game, the magic number reduced to 2, and a chance to clinch with a win tomorrow, and Michael Wacha on the mound. And a strike to Jason Hayward, who has had a big role in this game because of his glove and his arm.
2 outstanding defensive plays.
I mean, of all pitchers to get to in this game, the last one you think the Cardinals would get to is Mark Melanson, who's had a sensational year.
195 ERA in his 75 games, 51 RBI, 51 saves, excuse me. Just 54 hits. 74 innings.
The home run by Mark Reynolds, an opposite field shot into right center field. Carried just enough. Reynolds, his reaction. Bam!
It's the 4th home run hit off of Melanson this year. Homers were just banging 205 against him.
2 outs, and here is Peralta. Been so much talk throughout the season that you can't shake the Pirates Well, you can't shake the Cardinals either.
You never saw the Cardinals. You know, a lot of times when you're chasing somebody, you know, you just say, why can't they ever, you know, lose a ball game? Not sure the Pirates really felt that way, but you never saw the Cardinals worrying about that they couldn't shake the Pirates. They just were enjoying the competition.
And this is popped up. Rosenthal coming on. A 3-run top of the ninth for St. Louis. And Trevor Rosenthal a chance to close it out and reduce the magic number to 2. One a game, one a night. One of them 14 left on base by the Pirates. The Cardinals getting to the all-star closer, one of the best in the game today, Mark Melancon. And now the Cardinals closer trying to rebound after what was a tough 24 hours and a shocking loss to the Brewers yesterday. Terchevy called to the pen. A win tonight. Magic number reduced to 2. And a chance to clinch with Michael Walker on the mound tomorrow. Still a long ways to go.
Trevor has a chance for St. Louis Cardinal history with a save here tonight. It would be a career or franchise high, 48 on the season. He's lost his last 2 ball games.
And McCutchen pops one foul and out of play.
Friday night, the tie game he entered and gave up a home run. Yesterday, a grand slam, a tie game, but he's got the memory of what the Pirates did to him on the last 2 days before the All-Star break will all be forgotten with a good inning here.
1 ball, 1 strike. It was Jason Rogers and his grand slam off of Rosenthal yesterday that put the Brewers on top and shocked the crowd at Busch Stadium. The 1-1 pitch to McCutchen. Pulled foul. That changeup was up and over the middle of the plate.
Pirates, from what they've done against Rosenthal, they're not thinking this game is just put away, so they're going to battle him here. It's up to him to make them know it. What a great victory this would be for the Cardinals. Without the Piscotti injury, but what does it say about this ball club that they could play through that?
Incredible. 2-2 the count on Andrew McCutchen. In a game in which the Pirates have received 9 walks, 14 left on base. 3-2 pitch. Pulled foul.
A 3-run lead here. No walks. So important to get McCutchen out here and not let them feel like they got a chance to get back in this game.
Three-two pitch. 10th walk. Goodness.
Well, everybody else has gotten away with it.
How many times? I mean, I'll be curious to see this. I'm sure we can have somebody look it up, but where you have 10 walks in a game and don't score, which could potentially happen tonight.
Right. And on top of it, 14 or more left on base in a shutout.
Starling Marte, 2 for 8 off of Trevor Rosenthal. That pitch is popped up and hit out of play. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Base hit into right field. And the tying run will come to the plate.
Pitch up from the outside part of the plate. Rifled out there. Derek Wilkes out the top. Potential tying run at the plate. And Neil Walker, who is 6 for 13, 462 average against Trevor. Who said it was going to be easy, huh? These two teams have battled all season long. Why would we expect it to be a simple night? Well, you see this year, 4 games, 0-1, 9 ERA. We haven't seen this game. It's a triple play, Dan.
The Cardinals get a right-hander up, and now the tying run is at the plate. It's Neil Walker in what could be one of the best wins of the season for St. Louis, and now time is called.
You can't see who that is out in the bullpen. It looks like Belisle just from seeing all the socks. Yeah, it is.
That's hit out of play for strike 1. Rosenthal snaps back at that baseball from Tony Cruz. Runners at first and second. Nobody out.
Change up there. Velocity is good. 99 fastball, and then 88 mile-an-hour changeup. They hit an 0-2 pitch that could argue that it was a little too good. It was up and away, top of the strike zone.
Runners at first and second. The 0-2 is hit out of play.
In the count, we're going to have to throw him a strike. See if you can get him to go for something off the plate. Threw 15 pitches yesterday, got him out of there so he'd be available today. 15 again today.
The 0-2, 1-2. Sixteen pitches in the inning for Rosenthal.
Back changeups outside the strike zone.
Rosenthal had 15 pitches yesterday. Two and two the count.
Two changeups in a row. Count full.
Three-two, just got a piece. A 3-2 pitch and a ground ball hit to the right side. Walker is trying to say that it was a foul ball, pointing back to the home plate umpire. Late call, and Tony Cruz is motioning towards Mike Matheny as if to say, no, sir. They're trying to figure out whether or not that is a foul ball. And here comes Mike to talk to the home plate umpire.
Take a look at it. He'll go off his foot. Till you start. Well, he's an awful good actor.
Sure is.
And I thought it was off that front foot, but it seemed like he was slow in reacting, but he sure got the attention of a home plate umpire, and they might get the Mike trying to ask the umpires to get together and see if they'll ask for help here, but it looks like the base umpires are going to agree with the home plate umpire's call. Foul ball. Think there's any emotion in this game?
The Cardinals have been so resilient throughout the season. This would be one of the signature wins and one of the biggest wins of the year. And what has been a remarkable year for the St. Louis Cardinals.
It looked like it went off his leg.
I couldn't tell. 3-2. Neil Walker. Runners at first and second. Pitch number 22 for Rosenthal. And he got him. It's a strikeout. 98 miles an hour for Trevor Rosenthal.
Pitch before was 100 miles an hour, and I believe that was the 11th pitch of the at-bat. And the win goes to Rosenthal. Got a swing at it, but you saw it was just off the plate. And at 3-2, you just can't take a chance on a pitch that close. Chavelli 0 for 3 off of Trevor. That's off of really 1 for 4 off the Trevor.
And a fly ball lifted out to right. Going back, Jason Hayward, who's had quite a night. He makes the catch. Runners back to second and first. And now there's 2 outs. It was a battle tonight for Lance Lynn, and give him a lot of credit. 5 innings, 4 hits. He struck out 6 for walks. Our Budweiser player of the game. And Lance Lynn battled through the 5 innings that he pitched tonight. The bullpen has been terrific. And now the Cardinals have a chance to reduce the magic number to 2. And here's Aramis Ramirez, who has been a Cardinal killer in his career. He's 3 RBIs away from 150 against St. Louis in his career.
He's also 4 for 6 off of Trevor Rosenthal. So this game still isn't over.
2 outs and 2 on.
Been a good pickup trade deadline for the Pirates. He originally started right here with Pirates. Played an entire career, about 17 years. He's announced his retirement after this year, all in the Central Division.
Line out, and that's it. Magic number is down to 2. A chance to clinch tomorrow night. And for Trevor Rosenthal, the St. Louis Cardinals single season record for saves, number 48, and what a sweet one it is.
And the first time in Cardinal history that they've ever allowed 10 walks and shut out the opposition. The Pirates have stranded 16 runners in this shutout, and now our thoughts can go to Stephen Piscotty.
An emotional win tonight. The magic number down to 2. One of the best wins of the season for baseball's best team. The Cardinals' magic number down to 2.